Imagine an era when a mysterious epidemic claimed millions of lives and irreversibly altered history's trajectory. Welcome to an exploration of the Black Death, a devastating event that not only obliterated countless lives, but also reshaped Europe in lasting ways. Join us as we delve into the eerie beginnings of this pandemic, examine its significant societal and economic influences, and uncover lesser-known theories that question established narratives. Prepare to dissect the mysteries of the Black Death and its enduring impact on European history. Don't miss this journey. Subscribe now for an immersive experience. Origins and spread of the Black Death. The Black Death ranks as one of the most devastating pandemics in human history, stemming from the rugged landscapes of Central Asia. Emerging in the early 1300s, this lethal plague was incited by the bacterium Yersinia pestis, a tiny organism that soon wreaked havoc across continents. Contemporary studies have linked the origin of the Black Death to the Tian Shan Mountains in present-day Kyrgyzstan. Here, ancient burial sites have yielded genetic traces of Yersinia pestis in the teeth of those who died in a mysterious outbreak between 1338 and 1339. Inscriptions on gravestones from this era indicate a noticeable rise in deaths due to an unknown pestilence, coinciding with the emergence of this virulent strain. This strain is now seen as a direct predecessor to those that devastated Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa in subsequent years. The intricate trade networks of the 14th century were crucial in the rapid dissemination of the plague. As traders and travelers journeyed along the Silk Road, they unknowingly spread the pathogen alongside their goods. Fleas, thriving on rats aboard ships, inadvertently transported the bacterium. When these vessels docked at lively ports, the plague invaded urban areas, sparking deadly outbreaks. The initial documented outbreak in Europe was in 1347 at the Sicilian port of Messina, quickly reaching Italy and beyond, resulting in a massive loss of life. The Black Death's impact was immense. Estimates suggest it claimed up to 60% of the populations in affected regions, drastically altering Europe's social and economic framework. It not only decimated communities, but also caused significant shifts in labor dynamics, trade practices, and societal structures. As death rates soared, labor shortages led to increased wages for survivors, altering the power dynamics between workers and landowners. This transformation laid the foundation for substantial social changes that resonated through centuries. The Black Death's legacy is intricate and diverse. Despite the suffering it caused, it also spurred changes that would contribute to the Renaissance and the modern world. Understanding the origins and spread of this pandemic offers insights into how diseases can reshape societies and underscores the importance of public health measures to prevent future outbreaks. The Black Death pandemic that swept across Europe in the mid-14th century stands as one of history's most catastrophic events. Estimates indicate that between 25 to 50% of the continent's population succumbed during this outbreak, with some areas experiencing losses of up to 80%. This demographic disaster had profound, lasting effects on every aspect of European society. The significant population reduction had immediate effects on the workforce. With the loss of so many workers, those who survived found themselves in high demand. Peasants, originally bound as serfs, gained more leverage, enabling them to demand higher wages and better working conditions. This shift initiated the decline of the feudal system that had dominated medieval Europe. The psychological impact of the Black Death was vast. Confronted with widespread death and uncertainty, many turned to religion for comfort and meaning. However, the inability of religious leaders to explain or prevent the plague led some to question their faith. This crisis in belief fostered the rise of mystical and superstitious practices as people dealt with their trauma. In the long term, the Black Death catalyzed substantial social, economic, and cultural changes that reshaped Europe. The decline of feudalism, the empowerment of lower classes, and the challenge to traditional authority contributed to the Protestant Reformation and the Renaissance in the following centuries. While the immediate impact of the plague was devastating, its legacy ultimately transformed the continent in ways that persist today. While the primary attribution of the Black Death is now known to be a bacterial pathogen called Yersinia pestis, the explanations during the 14th century were much more intricate. As the plague spread throughout Europe, it incited widespread fear and disarray, prompting individuals to seek reasons for the immense suffering and loss they experienced. Some interpreted the plague as divine retribution, a demonstration of God's anger over human sins. This view was rooted in the intensely religious context of the era, where natural calamities and diseases were often seen as signs of divine displeasure. Alternatively, others looked to astrology for answers, suggesting that shifts in the stars and planetary positions were responsible for unleashing this misfortune upon the world. Early public health measures. Faced with this overwhelming crisis, communities initiated responses that were surprisingly progressive for their time. Quarantine became a pivotal tactic in curbing the disease's spread. Ships entering ports were often sequestered for 40 days, leading to the term quarantine from the Italian word for 40. These early public health interventions were designed to protect healthier populations from the devastation of the plague. These foundational efforts to control the outbreak eventually contributed to the development of modern public health systems. By instituting quarantine measures, monitoring disease progression, and formulating health regulations, society demonstrated its resilience and capacity to adapt in dire circumstances. The Black Death was more than a tragic episode. It represented a crucial juncture in history. The insights gained during this grim period spurred improvements in medical knowledge and public health strategies that still shape our responses to health crises today. The aftermath of the Black Death was a significant turning point in European history, bringing about transformative changes in society. As the epidemic ravaged the continent, the resultant drastic population decline led to severe labor shortages. This demographic shift disrupted the traditional feudal system, where authority typically resided with a few affluent landowners. With fewer workers, peasants found themselves empowered to negotiate for higher wages and improved working conditions. This shift contributed to the gradual erosion of feudalism and laid the groundwork for a more modern economic structure. Following such devastation, Europe underwent a period of profound transformation known as the Renaissance. This era, marked by a revival in art, culture, and scientific exploration, was partly a reaction to the societal disruptions caused by the plague. The Black Death compelled people to reassess their values and beliefs. Within this collapse of traditional structures, novel ideas emerged, fostering advancements that would shape the contemporary world. The psychological impact of the plague was immense. With death constantly looming, individuals became more acutely aware of their mortality, which led to a cultural shift where themes of death became prevalent in art and literature. This reflected a society wrestling with loss and life's fragility, prompting artists and thinkers to delve deeper into human experiences and laying the foundation for the humanist ideals defining the Renaissance. And moreover, the Black Death also instigated significant shifts in religious beliefs. Many perceived the pandemic as divine punishment, resulting in a crisis of faith within the established church. This disillusionment contributed to movements like the Protestant Reformation, which aimed to challenge the Catholic Church's authority and advocate for personal faith interpretations. In conclusion, the Black Death was far from just a tragic event. It served as a turning point in European history. Its origins, devastating effects, and the subsequent transformations it spurred underscore humanity's resilience when faced with overwhelming challenges. And thank you for joining us on this captivating journey through the mysteries of the Black Death. We hope you have gained a greater understanding of this profound event that forever altered the course of history in Europe. We would like to have your thoughts in the comment section. And don't forget to like and subscribe. for more breathtaking history videos like this.